Okay, so everyone's talking about AI right now,
Right.
and how it's changing everything.
Yeah.
And one of the places I've been seeing it pop up a lot recently is like retail,
Mm-hmm.
like how it's changing not just what we buy,
Right.
but how we actually buy stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to kind of dig into today.
Okay.
And we have this really cool report from KPMG.
Yes, this is a really in-depth report
Yep.
filled with tons of research. They actually interviewed a lot of leading retailers and got their perspective
Oh,
on
wow.
things, and it's and a lot of analysis by KPMG as well.
So it's like a really great source for this deep dive.
It really is. I think it's it's a great way to understand how AI is reshaping retail.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to pull out the most important stuff about AI and retail,
Right.
and give you the sense of like what are the big shifts happening, what are the opportunities and challenges,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
all without, overwhelming you with too much technical stuff.
Right, exactly.
Keep it accessible.
It reminds me of that quote from Jim Senegal,
Oh, yeah.
the Costco guy.
Yeah.
He always said retail is detail.
Yeah.
And it seems like now AI is like starting to master all those details.
It really is. It's interesting to see, for so long, retailers have focused on, all those countless details that go into, making a retail business work.
Yeah.
And now it's like AI stepping in and saying, hey, I can handle some of that.
Yeah, it can like take it off your plate.
Yeah, take it off your plate and actually do it even better.
And probably like faster and
More
make it
efficiently. Yeah, all of those good things.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
So it's kind of like shifting from like the transaction to like more of a relationship.
Yes,
with
exactly.
the customer.
It's not just about I'm buying this thing from you.
Right.
It's about creating an experience, and AI is really playing a big role in that.
Right.
And then also empowering the consumer, giving consumers more information, more choices.
Right.
And that in turn is, making retailers have to be much smarter.
Right, more responsive.
More responsive.
So like how do retailers even begin to like strategize?
Well, that's a great question.
For all this,
Yeah.
the report actually outlined some key things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one is like, how to actually design a good AI strategy.
So this is really foundational, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about, oh, let's try a few AI tools here and there.
Right.
It's about really having a clear vision for AI that's organization-wide. And it needs to align with your core competencies.
Yeah, like what are you already good at?
Yeah, what makes you unique? What makes you special as a retailer?
Right.
And then really gearing it towards, driving certain results.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to achieve with AI? Is it, growth? Is it lowering your costs, improving your margins, improving product availability, customer outcomes?
All that good stuff.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and they also mentioned like this idea of ambition.
Oh, yeah?
Like, do you want to be a pioneer or a follower?
Right.
Like how ambitious do you want to be with this?
Yeah, are you going to be on the bleeding edge? Are you going to see what other people are doing, learn from their mistakes?
Exactly.
That's a key decision.
Yeah, and then whatever you decide you need to like actually have goals.
Yeah, goals and objectives.
Right.
So it's not just about I want to use AI. It's like,
Right.
what specifically do I want to achieve?
Yeah.
Do I want to increase customer engagement by, 10%?
Yeah.
Do I want to improve conversion rates? Customer satisfaction?
Yeah.
Even things like, overstock or stockouts,
Right.
Can we reduce those
Right.
workforce scheduling? Can we make that more efficient?
All very tangible things.
Exactly. So you need those specific goals.
Okay, so that's kind of like the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing they talk about is trust,
Trust, yes.
which seems really important with AI,
It's huge.
especially as it's like dealing with, customer data and stuff like that.
So it's not just about the technology, right?
Right.
You have the technology, but then you have all the ethical and legal considerations that come along with it.
Right.
You've got things like GDPR in Europe, CCPA in California.
Yeah, those are all about like data privacy, right?
Giving consumers more control over their data.
Yeah.
So you have to navigate that very carefully.
Right. You can't just like collect data and use it however you want.
No.
Yeah.
It's all about being transparent, responsible, ethical.
Yeah. So you need like a really strong governance model to make sure you're doing it right.
You need the right principles, the right policies, the right procedures. And of course, cybersecurity is a big part of this as well.
Right, because all these systems are like interconnected.
Right, everything's connected, so you got to make sure that data is secure.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't really have customer trust
No.
if they don't feel like their data is protected.
Exactly. If they don't feel like you're being responsible with their data,
Right.
they're not going to trust you.
And the third area they highlight is creating a sustainable technology and data infrastructure.
Yeah.
Now, this sounds a little like technical.
It does sound a little technical, but it's really the engine
Yeah.
that makes all this AI stuff work. You know, data is the foundation for everything,
Yeah.
especially for these autonomous AI agents we're hearing so much about.
Yeah. What are those exactly?
So these are basically AI systems that can operate with a lot more independence.
Oh, wow.
They can handle, complex tasks without constantly needing a human to tell them what to do.
So like they can make decisions on their own.
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah.
They have more autonomy.
So like what would be an example of that in retail?
So think about like a really advanced chatbot
Okay.
that can not only answer customer questions,
Right.
but can actually like proactively recommend products
Oh, wow.
or, help them troubleshoot issues.
Without a human having to step in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these AI agents, they need a lot of data.
Yeah.
They need a single view of the customer
Yeah.
and the inventory.
Right. So like everything about that customer.
Yeah, all their past purchases, their preferences, their browsing history,
Yeah.
and then all the information about what's in stock, what's not in stock pricing, all that stuff.
So you need to break down those data silos.
You got it.
Yeah.
You can't have all this data locked away in different departments.
Right.
It needs to be accessible.
Yeah. And you need like a good data governance framework.
Yes, absolutely.
Make sure the data is good.
You need to make sure it's accurate, reliable, well integrated, secure, and scalable.
Right, because there's so much data.
There's a ton of data, and it's only growing.
Right.
So you need a system that can handle that.
And you need a platform that can handle both like structured data.
Yes.
Like sales figures and stuff.
Yeah, the traditional stuff that
Yeah.
fits nicely into a database.
Yeah. And then all the like unstructured stuff.
Right, like customer reviews, social media posts, things that are a bit messier,
Right.
but still contain valuable insights.
Yeah. So AI can like analyze all that.
Exactly. You can find the patterns.
Okay. So that kind of lays the
Good
foundation.
foundation, yeah.
And then the last key thing they talk about is building a culture that uplifts human potential. Now, this one might not be like the first thing you think about with AI.
Right, a lot of people think AI is about automation,
Right. Robots taking over.
making over jobs.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple.
Right.
It's actually about augmenting human capabilities.
Yeah. Using AI to help people do their jobs better.
Exactly.
Right.
And the report really emphasizes that for AI to be successful, you need buy-in from your employees.
Right. They need to be on board.
They need to be on board. And the idea is that AI can handle a lot of those, repetitive, mundane tasks that people don't really enjoy doing.
Right. Like data entry and stuff.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
So that frees up employees to focus on things that humans are really good at.
Right. The stuff that requires creativity
Fascinating.
and problem solving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And things like providing excellent service.
Yeah. Which makes the customers happier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Happy customers, loyal customers,
Yeah.
and less stressful interactions for the employees.
So everyone wins.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
And they even say that AI can like empower employees to take on like more challenging roles and like deepen their skills.
Exactly. So it's not about replacing jobs.
Right.
It's about evolving jobs.
Yeah. Making them more fulfilling.
More fulfilling, more interesting. And that leads to, more motivated employees.
Right. More productive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So those are like the key things to think about as a retailer.
The foundational element.
Yeah. Like getting ready for this AI world. Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about like what's actually happening right now in retail with AI.
Yeah. The current state of things.
Yeah. And the report talks about this thing called analysis paralysis
Oh, yeah.
and proof of concept fatigue. So it seems like a lot of retailers are kind of like hesitant.
They are. They're a little hesitant.
Yeah.
They're kind of in a wait and see mode.
Right.
They want to see who the clear winners are
Yeah.
before they jump in with both feet.
They're afraid of making the wrong bet.
Yeah, exactly. They see a fast follower strategy as less risky.
Yeah.
But the report emphasizes that, the companies that have embraced AI are already seeing some really big benefits.
Yeah. And they even talk about the returns.
Yeah, the ROI is impressive. Right.
55% of retailers are seeing returns over 10%.
Yeah. And a good chunk are seeing even more than that.
Yeah, like 21% are seeing returns over 30%.
Which is huge.
That's huge.
I mean, that's a significant return on investment.
So clearly it's working for some companies.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the money.
Right.
You know, there are other benefits as well.
Yeah, like what?
Like productivity gains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the report says around 33% improvement in productivity.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and efficiency improvements as well.
Right.
Things like cost reductions, supply chain improvements. 67% of retailers are reporting those kinds of improvements.
Wow. And then there's innovation.
Yeah, AI is driving innovation. 47% of retailers say they've developed new products and services thanks to AI.
So what are these companies doing that others aren't?
Well, it seems like they're taking a more strategic approach.
Right.
They're not just doing isolated pilot projects.
Right.
They're really integrating AI into their core operations.
Like across the whole business.
Yeah, and they're thinking about the long term, not just quick wins.
Okay. And where are we seeing the biggest impact right now?
So functionally, the report says it's in IT marketing and customer service. Those areas are really seeing the biggest impact.
Which makes sense because those are the areas that are like dealing with a lot of data
Exactly.
and customer interaction.
And they're ripe for optimization
Right.
with AI.
Now, they also talk about this thing called autonomous agentic technology.
Yes.
That sounds pretty advanced.
It does sound advanced.
Like, what is that?
So it's basically about AI systems that can operate with more independence, like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So think about things like, you know, sophisticated chatbots or content creation tools that use generative AI.
Yeah, okay.
Predictive analytics, which helps you forecast future trends, and robotic process automation, or RPA.
Okay, so like what does RPA do?
So RPA is all about using software robots to automate those
Right.
repetitive rule-based tasks.
Yeah.
So things like, processing invoices,
Right.
updating inventory records.
Yeah, all the boring stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that humans don't want to do.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that 54% of retailers are already using these autonomous systems and agentic AI
Oh, wow.
to improve efficiency and drive innovation.
So it's not just like a future thing.
No, it's happening now.
Yeah.
And it's growing rapidly.
Okay, but implementing all this technology must come with some risks.
Of course. You have to manage those risks.
Yeah.
And the report says there's been some good progress in AI risk management.
Okay, good.
So a lot of retailers are providing training to their employees on AI ethics
Right.
and how to use AI responsibly.
Yeah.
And they're putting guardrails in place to make sure AI is used ethically.
Which is really important.
It's crucial.
Yeah.
And the good news is that trust in AI is growing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. 83% of leaders say they're confident in the insights that AI systems are generating.
But they also say that AI adoption is still pretty piecemeal.
Yeah.
Like it's often confined to like back office functions.
Right.
Rather than being like fully integrated across the whole operation.
So there are a lot of promising pilot projects and successful implementations in specific areas.
Yeah.
But the challenge is scaling those successes.
Right. Making it like company-wide.
Yeah, and integrating AI holistically.
Across all the different parts of the business.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about like where AI in retail stands today. Now let's get to the fun stuff.
Okay, the exciting stuff.
Yeah, like how is AI actually transforming customer experiences?
Yes, the real-world applications.
Yeah, and the report has some really interesting examples.
It does.
Like this thing called AI art.
Oh, yeah, AI art.
What is that?
So it's basically using artificial intelligence to create unique designs,
Okay.
like artistic designs.
So like a computer's making art.
In a way, yes.
Yes.
So Coca-Cola, for example, they've used AI to create the packaging designs
Oh, wow.
for their limited edition bottles.
Oh, interesting.
The AI can generate all these different patterns, so each bottle feels unique and collectible.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a cool blend of technology, creativity, and branding.
Yeah, makes it more appealing to the customer.
Exactly.
Okay, what about AI-powered fashion avatars?
Oh, yeah, those are interesting.
So this is like for online shopping, right?
Yeah, it's perfect for online shopping.
Because you can't try the clothes on.
Right.
So this is like a way to kind of see how they would look on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So companies like H&M and Zozertown, they've introduced these AI-driven avatars.
Okay.
Where you can basically see how a garment would look
Mm-hmm.
on a virtual model
Right.
that has similar measurements to you.
Oh, that's cool.
And to make it even more engaging,
Mhm.
some of these avatars have like personalities.
Oh, wow.
Or themes. Like
Right.
you might have like a 90s throwback avatar. Oh, that's fun.
They're like a space explorer avatar.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
It makes
no,
it more fun.
Yeah, way more fun than just looking at a static photo.
Exactly.
And then there are these smart shopping carts
Smart shopping carts. Yes.
with personality.
With personnel. This is a cool one.
Yeah.
So there's a grocery store in Canada called Sobeys,
Okay.
and they've been testing these shopping carts that have AI-powered voice assistants.
Wow. So the cart talks to you.
It does.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's not just about scanning items anymore.
Right.
It can crack jokes,
Oh, wow.
give you trivia about the products you're buying,
Really?
maybe offer some encouraging words if you're buying healthy stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just a fun way to make grocery shopping a little more interesting.
Yeah, make it less of a chore.
Exactly.
And then there are these AI-driven virtual influencers.
Oh, yes.
Like magazine Louisa's Lou.
Lou. Yeah, she's a great example.
So, like, what do they do?
So Lou is basically a digital persona that interacts with customers. So like a virtual salesperson.
In a way, yes.
Okay.
She provides personalized product recommendations, answers customer questions,
Yeah.
and just acts as a digital brand ambassador.
Oh, wow.
You know, try to build relationships with customers.
Yeah, make it more personal.
Exactly.
Okay, and then there are these virtual AI fashion shows.
Yes. These are very futuristic.
Yeah.
So you have companies like Balmain and Gucci
Mm-hmm.
that have actually done virtual fashion shows
Wow.
where the models are all computer generated.
Really? So there are no real people?
No real people, just AI creations.
Wow.
And some of these virtual influencers, like Lil McKella,
Okay.
they've built huge followings on social media.
Wow. So it's like blurring the lines between the
Yeah.
physical and digital.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's really interesting.
Yeah, and then there's AI storytelling for product discovery.
Yes.
Like Lego's Story Mixer.
This is a fun one.
Yeah.
So Lego, they're all about creativity, right?
So they have this AI-powered tool
Mm-hmm.
where you can upload pictures or descriptions of your Lego creations,
Okay.
and the AI generates stories based on them.
Oh, wow.
Like funny, imaginative stories.
It's like interactive?
It's very interactive.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it gets people engaged with the brand,
Yeah.
and it can even lead to them discovering new Lego sets
Right.
that are related to their creations.
That's so clever.
It is.
Okay, and then there are AI perfume mixologists.
AI perfume mixologist.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so there's a company called Liquid Sound,
Okay.
and they have this AI platform
Mhm.
that translates music into perfume formulas.
Wow, so you can like smell the music?
Right, in a way, yes.
That's so cool.
So each musical note, each characteristic is mapped to a specific scent,
Oh, wow.
and then the AI creates a unique blend
Mm.
based on the music.
So it's like a personalized perfume.
It's super personalized.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
Okay, and then the last one is AI snack machines with attitude.
AI snack machines with attitude. Yeah.
I love it.
This one's fun.
Yeah.
So some vending machines these days,
Mhm.
they have AI that allows them to make comments
Oh,
or suggestions.
so the vending machine talks to you.
It does.
That's so funny.
Like you might be browsing the snacks
Hmm.
and it might crack a pun
Really?
or suggest a weird pairing.
Wow.
Like, you know what goes great with those spicy chips? Our creamy dip.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just a fun way
Yeah.
to make the interaction
Oh,
more
sure.
memorable.
Yeah, it's like a little surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are all like really creative ways
Mm-hmm.
that AI is being used to like
Yeah.
enhance the customer experience.
Enhance and personalize.
Right.
Make it more fun.
But it's not all like sunshine and roses, right?
Right.
There are some challenges too.
There are definitely challenges.
Yeah.
The report calls them barriers to progress.
Barriers to progress.
In AI adoption.
So like, what are some of those barriers?
Well, one of the big ones is the speed of innovation.
Really?
Yeah.
So the fact that technology is changing so fast?
Exactly. It's moving so quickly that it's actually causing some inertia.
Oh, wow.
You know, people are afraid to commit.
They're afraid of like betting on the wrong horse.
Yeah, they're afraid of investing in something
Right.
that's going to be obsolete in a year.
Yeah.
So 75% of retailers said they'd rather wait
Mm-hmm.
for the landscape to settle down a bit
Yeah.
before they make big investments.
That's a lot.
It is.
And then 60% said they feel overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just so much information out there.
Right.
So much hype. It's hard to know what to believe.
It's like information overload.
It is.
Yeah.
And then there's also this concern about control.
Mm-hmm.
56% of retailers are worried about the power
Right.
that AI technology providers might have.
Like they don't want to be dependent?
Exactly. They don't want to be locked into one
Yeah.
particular vendor.
Okay, so that's a big one.
Yeah. Well, regulatory and compliance constraints are a big challenge as well.
Yeah, because of all the data privacy stuff.
Exactly. You've got GDPR, you've got CCPA,
Okay.
and they're constantly evolving.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And then you have the geopolitical landscape.
Right, which is pretty polarized right now.
It is.
Yeah.
So navigating all that is a challenge.
And then there are the economic pressures.
Yeah, the economy is not exactly booming right now.
Right.
You've got inflation, you've got supply chain issues, so
Yeah.
a lot of retailers are hesitant to make big investments.
Right. They're focusing on like short-term survival.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then there are the consumer trust issues
Right.
and
Exactly.
ethical concerns.
People are worried about how AI is being used.
Right.
They're worried about things like pricing algorithms,
Mhm.
personalized recommendations that might be manipulative,
Right.
surveillance technologies like facial recognition.
Yeah, those are all valid concerns.
They are. And if retailers don't address them transparently and ethically,
Mm-hmm.
consumers are going to push back.
They're going to lose trust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you've got the supply chain issues.
Yeah, those are still a problem.
There's still a problem.
Yeah.
A lot of supply chains are fragmented, unreliable.
Mm.
And that makes it hard to use AI for forecasting and inventory management.
Right, because AI needs good data.
It needs consistent, accurate data.
Yeah. And if the supply chain is messed up,
Yeah.
the data is messed up.
The data's messed up.
And then there's the whole technology infrastructure problem.
Yeah, a lot of retailers are still relying on legacy systems.
Right, those old systems that are
Yeah.
like clunky and slow.
And they're also heavily reliant on external vendors,
Yeah.
which can create limitations in
Yeah.
terms of scalability and integration flexibility.
Okay, and then there's the strategic vision issue.
Yes.
Like a lot of companies don't really have a clear vision
They don't.
for AI.
They're just kind of experimenting. They don't really know where they're going with it.
Yeah, and if you don't have a vision,
Yeah.
it's hard to get buy-in.
It's hard to justify the investment.
Right.
It's hard to get people excited about it.
Yeah, and then there are the organizational structure problems.
Yeah, those old legacy structures.
Yeah, like the silos.
The silos.
Yeah.
Those functional departments that don't really talk to each other.
Right.
That makes it really hard to scale AI.
Right.
Because AI needs collaboration.
Yeah, it needs everyone to be on the same page.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then there's the whole data readiness problem.
More readiness.
That
Yes.
seems to be like the biggest one.
It's the big one.
Yeah.
74% of retailers say that data management
Hmm.
is their primary obstacle
Why?
to AI adoption.
So, like, what are the specific challenges with data?
Well, a lot of systems aren't integrated.
Right.
So the data is siloed.
Mm.
It's not real time.
Right.
There's not enough automation.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
It can be a mess.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole data privacy thing,
Right.
making sure you're compliant with all the regulations.
GDPR, CCPA, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot to manage.
Yeah. So clearly there are a lot of challenges,
There are.
but the potential is huge.
The potential is enormous.
Yeah.
So it's about overcoming those challenges.
Right. And the report actually gives some guidance on how to do